our aim is to get our residents of Temasek Hall to reduce, reuse, and recycle, and work as one Temasek Hall towards a greener hall. The reason why we are implementing this project is to be in line with NUS goals on being a greener campus. Like as you see from the slide, NUS Office of Environment Sustainability has this whole department of waste management, and they have like a lot of many like initiatives to reduce, reuse, and recycle like waste materials. So these are some of the initiatives laid out by NUS. So we, as a hall of NUS, we should also work towards going green and putting more effort to make ourselves a greener hall. I'll pass my time to Calida to elaborate more on other projects.
Okay, so so the current efforts now that we have in Temasek Hall, because we did liaise with the head of Temasek Green, Darius, so we did speak to him, and he told us that under T Green there's actually a recycling subcommittee. So what they do is they're actually in charge of raising awareness of recycling among hall members. And the primary means of communication are via posters and leaflets, as well as the word of mouth around hall. And however, this seldom incite interest among Temasekans, and they don't really feel very involved in it. So I'll now hand over time to Samuel, who will tell us a bit about the observation in hall.
Okay, so basically we did a survey, and we used our block A blocks as sample size. So we surveyed 50 people, and we asked them like a series of questions to for them to indicate interest in like recycling, as well as like their awareness on current recycling projects. So for the first question, right, we observed that like there's excessive use of disposable boxes for breakfast and dinner in hall. As can be seen, out of the 50 respondents, at least like 41 of them indicated they use the boxes at least like 1 to 3 times a month, and that's actually quite a lot.
A week.
Okay.
Sorry, a week. Yes. and also right, we also made this observation that it's not reflected here, but like the Muslim students, they automatically like consume their meals in recyclable boxes, whether or not they are in hall or not, because like the normal plates are used for non-halal meals. Yeah, so I think it's a severe wastage as well. Yeah, and our second observation is that even though there are recycling bins in hall, they're often underutilized. As can be seen like in the leftmost picture, the recycling bin is like upside down. It's used more like a shelf rather than a bin. And as for the ones on the right, like it's a big bin, but then as you can see, like there's nothing inside. So it's like another wastage. Okay. Yeah, so following up on that, we asked how often do you utilize the recycling bins in Temasek Hall per week, and the vast majority indicates that they didn't use it at all. Yeah, and so we also asked them if they are aware of the existence of these bins and where they're located. While more than half of them indicates that they know where these bins are, it's more important to know that there's also another half who don't know, or like know but don't know where they're located. And our third observation is that current efforts are not prominent enough to incite interest for the residents to play a part in recycling. So we asked them if they felt a select emphasis on recycling, and you can see it's an overwhelming response for yes. And lastly, on a scale of 1 to 5, we asked if they're enthusiastic, and the population shows that they're generally uninterested in recycling initiatives currently. Now I'll pass my time on to Calida to explain more of our solutions to these problems.
Okay, so for solutions, so we came up with 3 R's, 1 TH. So the 3 R's actually reduce, reuse, and recycle. So for under each R, we actually come up with a solution to enhance or improve the current measures that we have. So for reduce, okay, so our objective for reduce is to actually lessen usage of the disposable boxes as much as possible, but in an engaging manner. So what we have come up with is actually to do a setup. As you can see on the screen, what we plan to do is actually to have like a transparent box line up for every box at every different block. So after we set that up, we will actually tabulate the amount of money collected in each box for every block every week. So from there, you can actually tell how much people actually use from every block per week, how many boxes they actually use. So at the end of the semester, we'll actually tabulate all this, and there will be a prize presentation. So we'll actually reward the block which use the least the least disposable boxes at the end of the whole semester. So Gwen will now carry on for the reuse part.
For reusing, we decided to implement this green market, like something like a flea market, but then we are upcycling many items that we usually throw away. So this green market will be held like every semester, and it is the block's effort to contribute like recyclable materials, and the residents will take the recycled materials at the end of each semester and beautify it and make it into nicer products, and we can sell it in the flea market and like sell it at cheaper prices, and it's like a fun and engaging way to upcycle. So yeah, it's to encourage residents to be creative, and there's really a lot of possibilities with upcycling. So at the start of semester 1, each block will start gathering their own materials and recyclables, and after that, at the end of each semester, each block will look into what items they have and what creative ideas they can come up with to upcycle each item. So after that, each block will be given a booth in Newtown, like it's a green market for like Temasek Hall, but to reach out to other people and to let other people know about our efforts towards a greener hall, we can set up a booth in Newtown and we can like sell our recyclable items. It's a bit like to encourage us to the residents to like be more engaged and involved in this. Okay, we can show you examples of upcycling because actually we just did some stuff, like we tried it out, and there's a lot of stuff you can do, like old t-shirts can make it into a tote bag like this, and old glass bottles you can make it into a lamp just by putting in fairy lights inside. And this is actually a cereal box that we cut out and like beautify it with like construction paper and tape. And this is how it's supposed to look like. Actually, I use all of this in hall. Like this is what I put in my cupboard because I felt like it was very wasteful to throw this away, so I just cut it out and I put like my cutleries inside. So I really use this in hall. So. Next up will be recycle. For recycle, the part of recycle, we propose to do inter-block recycling competition. This is to increase the use of recycling bins in Temasek Hall and to cultivate the habit of recycling among Temasekans. So I'll target the first one first, which is to promote increased use of recycling bins. This is how the whole flow of the interblock recycling competition will go. So at the start, there will be publicity, like the block heads will tell the people in the block like what to do, like we will have like recycling competition, and how it's tabulated is we'll weigh the amount of recyclable materials collected at the end of each semester, end of each week. So the weight of the recycled material will be weighed and will be compared with other blocks. So we'll have a bar graph with all the different weights of different blocks. So if you have like a larger weight of recyclable materials, that means you are recycling more, and that will mean that at the end of each semester, when the results are tabulated, the winning block will have the largest amount of recyclables and they will win the prize. So the rationale of this recycling competition is to kickstart the habit of recycling. It's because Singaporeans, we don't learn and we don't engage in recycling right from a young age. Unlike like Japan or in Taiwan, when they start from a young age, they train them to recycle from a young age. So we actually don't have a lot of this. We didn't cultivate this habit since young, but it's never too late to start. So maybe we can start in hall, where we kickstart the effort to kickstart the recycling efforts. So from now we can start it by using a competition, and that is like a more engaging way. And if you have peers around you who will do the same thing with you, I feel like it will be easier for them to start recycling, and the habit will slowly be cultivated. If this competition is going to be prolonged competition, like every SEM will have it. Yeah. So in conclusion, right, recycling is something that is not very easy to cultivate as a habit because we are so used to being we're so used to not recycling because we are not taught from young. So although it's a very tough process to like go about recycling and getting people to actually recycle, in the long term it will be like beneficial for the hall and for ourselves as well. So that comes to the end of our presentation. Thank you. We'll open the floor for questions.
Okay, you actually mentioned the timeline for the recycling competition, right? But would it not be a very long timeline because the students might just not care after a while?
I think the main purpose for us to like have a competition throughout the whole semester is to like inculcate the sense of a sustained effort. Because you don't want it to just be a 1 week thing where like you recycle for a week and then you lose your like the habit of recycling. So we want to like inculcate like a semester long competition. So that's why we have like weekly updates on like the standings on social media, so as like to keep the momentum with the students as they recycle.
So are you guys going to form a committee to like take care of all this? Like you're saying you're going to measure the weights every week and update the standings on social media. So is anyone going to
Okay, so because what we plan is actually a collaboration with T-Green. So of course, because at the moment the recycling subcom of T-Green isn't that effective. So what we plan to do is we can work with them. So we also have more manpower. With more manpower, then we actually can reach out to more people and it will be more effective as well.
Because we already have a committee in TH, which is T-Greens, and they are a pretty small committee because T-Green is big and the recycling department is just a small subset of T-Greens. So right now they are very new, so they are still rolling out like new initiatives. So we can work with them, like suggest to them our proposal, and maybe they can like enhance our proposal or like add more stuff to it. Yeah, so it will be beneficial to the hall.
Also, right, there was this initiative whereby you have like boxes for like different blocks, right? So to measure the amount of money, right? So, but what if like a block, let's say that people found a block, right? They really have to use like boxes, like takeaway boxes out of like their own need, and not because like they are like wasting like.
Okay, so of course definitely there will always be people that really need, like for example if you're really rushing for training or things like that, then you really need to use the disposable boxes. But what we are actually targeting are those people that most of the time you can have your meals in the comm hall, but because of convenience you just want to bring it up to your room to eat, or maybe you just want to just bring it up and not just want to, you just want to at your own convenience, which is what we are trying to cut away from this initiative.
And also like even if let's say you really do need to take away food, right? You want to like make you think twice about using a disposable box. I mean you can also bring your own like Tupperware along, right? So like we're not trying to prevent everyone from using, we're just trying to like make them think twice, and in the process of doing so, like make them think about some green values.
So we see that from the survey that you have conducted, people are just not enthusiastic about it. So how successful do you think that having a competition it will work? I mean, you may not still get the buy-in of certain blocks. Maybe only block A want to participate, but not the other block. So is there any?
From what we observe of Temasek Hall, right, then be quite competitive. So I mean,
especially between blocks.
We won't know if anything will work 100%. So we decided that it would be a good start to have the block competition. And to like heighten the atmosphere, we have like constant updates on social media to like say like know which block is in first place or like last place. Then knowing the block heads, they will definitely want to ensure that they don't finish last. So like any form of like improvement in recycling to us is really an achievement compared to the current situation.
For the reuse parts, you also mentioned about in terms of blocks. So are you also suggesting some kind of competition among blocks as well for the green market?
Oh, the green marker one.
Uh-huh.
For that, right, we are trying to use it as a block bonding activity because like making all this, right, it's actually like can be a form of bonding activity. So everyone like cut the box together and I think of creative ideas together. So I feel like it would be better if like each block will have their own initiative to roll out like what type of things they want to do. So it will be a more closed environment for them to work together.
So in other words, you are just going to suggest to say the block heads and leave it to them to do their own stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, most likely would be.
So ultimately, how does this green market going to? Is it internal within hall or are you thinking more?
For that, right, we wanted to like push it out to like let everyone know that like the Marsiling Hall have this kind of green initiative. So we wanted like rent booths in Utown to like sort of like present like sell this like handicrafts that we made. So that was like one of the purpose.
One channel, of course, is through the bazaar that Viscom organized. Yeah, so we also set up booths. Yeah, so that might work.
Yeah, that's a good idea to liaise with Viscom to like sell like this product. Maybe they can earn profits for them as well.
I think definitely if you want to push out all your initiative, you need to talk to various relevant committees to. Then about the disposable box, the reused one. To me, it is still kind of passive in a way that it's really up to people whether they want to do it or not. Right? So just now you mentioned about using reusable box instead. So maybe that can be something also built into this initiative. How to encourage people to use more of this.
As in, I think there are like current initiatives where like they recommend that you bring your own disposable, reusable boxes, but like because the cost price of doing so is just not worth it if I use it correctly. Like it's only 20 cents for a box. So to me, right, I'd rather just use a disposable box and then throw it away for 20 cents rather than wash my reusable box and then wash it out. So that's why like yeah.
But I mean that is a good suggestion to like use your own lunch box instead of using disposable box. So we may like it's like can consider this approach also.
Yeah, I mean education is still the key, right? You can come up with a lot of initiative. Ultimately, we want to educate all residents about the importance and the mindset of green. I don't know. So just now you mentioned about Muslim residents so forced to use the disposable. So any suggestion, any thought about that?
I mean, it's not related to our project, but from my head, I think we should just purchase a separate set of like crockery and cutlery for them. Because I don't think it's very expensive in the long run. Like those plates are not like Chinaware or something, they're just like normal plastic plates. So maybe like different colored plates, like we have green plates, maybe you can have like blue plates or something. Yeah, then like those plates are just used for Muslim food. So like in the long run you can save on the cost of all these boxes. Because even though like, I have a lot of friends that eat dinner with them, they take the boxes and then just sit with me in the console. So it's like really a waste of like boxes.
Okay, all right, thank you.